Hello, this is Margaret, and I thank you for joining me today. We are going to talk about Christian mythology, and what do I mean by that? Well, mythology is a collection of stories held by a people that intends to answer age-old questions, such as who are we, where did we come from, where are we going? Why is there evil in the world, and what happens after we die? So I would like to invite you to put aside any preconceived notions that you may have about Christianity, about Jesus Christ, about the Bible, and just come with me on a journey of exploration, the way you would explore any other ancient culture. So we will start with the beginning words of the Gospel according to John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. And here you see the icon of Christ, who is God the Word, as architect of the universe, measuring out the heavenly bodies and creating the universe. The passage continues. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Well, what themes do we see here? We see life, we see light, we see man, humankind, and the light shining in the darkness, and this battle, this epic battle between light and dark, good and evil. Well, where have we seen these words before? In the beginning. The gospel writer is referring us back to the book of Genesis. Now, before you get excited, the book of Genesis is not meant to be a scientific treatise as such. It is meant to be a poetic revelation of human nature and of life's origins. And nonetheless true, but presented in a poetic form. Now let's see what I mean here. On your screen you will see two texts which intend to reveal the nature of eyes. On one side of the screen you'll see a scientific definition of eyes, and on the other side of the screen you'll see a poem about eyes. The scientific definition is the nearly spherical, usually paired, hollow organ of sight in vertebrates that is filled with a jelly-like material, is lined with a photosensitive retina, and is lodged in a bony orbit in the skull. And that's a perfectly fine working definition of eyes. Now, on the other side of your screen, you'll see a poem about eyes by James Weldon Johnson. Her eyes, twin pools of mystic light, the blend of star sheen and black night, o'er which to sound their glamoring haze a man might bend and vainly gaze. Her eyes, twin pools, so dark and deep, in which life's ancient mysteries sleep, wherein to seek the quested goal a man might plunge and lose his soul. Now, both do not exclude they do not exclude each other, and both reveal certain aspects and certain truths that are complementary. So here are the opening verses of the book of Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was moving over the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. Now you can see that this poem has the same structure and the same cadence that we saw in the first chapter of the Gospel of John. And what do we see here? We see light and life. And there's a certain pattern throughout the 6 days of creation that God said, and there was, and then it was good. So God said, "Let there be light." He spoke a word, "Let there be light," and there was light, and God saw that the light was good. And you'll see this repeated throughout the 6 days. And God said, let there be plant life, and there were plants, and it was good. And then God said, let there be animals, and there were animals, and it was good, etc., etc. So you see God, the Spirit of God, and God the Word acting in the creation of life and in the universe. Until we get to the 6th day. And then the pattern changes a little bit. Then God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. Now, why does God say, let us make man in our image and after our likeness? Well, we can see that God is not a solitude. God is love. And in order to have love, you need a lover, a beloved, and the love between them. So that God the Father pours out his love onto his beloved Son from all eternity, and God, the beloved Son, receives that love and returns that love, and that love is so strong between them that it is a third person, the Holy Trinity, the Holy Spirit. So God is actually a communion of persons. And what is a person? A person is an individual being with intellect, emotion, and will. And so God is a union and communion of persons that is both life-giving and love-giving. And so God seeks to create his own image, a life-giving and love-giving unity and communion of persons in the physical world. How is he going to do this? So how does he do this? He creates them male and female. Male and female he created them. In order to create his image in the world, he creates a unity of persons. So men and women are equal. They are individuals with emotion, will, and dignity, but each one embodies different aspects of God. God is not a man as such in the sky. Man is both male and female, but we refer to him as he because in relationship to us, he is God the Father. Because there is one thing that a man can do that a woman can never do, and that is create life outside of himself. Both men and women can be doctors and lawyers and teachers and just about anything else. But the one thing that a man can do that a woman cannot do is create life outside of himself. And a woman can do something that a man can never do, and that is receive that life within her and nurture it and bring that life forth to the world, to give birth. So the man in his masculinity is outer directed, seeks initiation, authority, and seeks truth. And a woman embodies the feminine aspects of God. Women are inner directed. They practice active receptivity. They exert influence on the world more adeptly than men. Men embody this authority and women exert influence. And so there's a complementarity there. And whereas men seek truth, women seek mercy. Now, of course, both men and women have all of these aspects within them, but men embody certain aspects and women embody other aspects of God to reveal the complete image of God in the world. And together, as a union and communion of persons, is the image and likeness of God, who is life-giving and love-giving. So in actuality, God is family, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And he created us in his image and likeness to be family, mother and father, and to be fruitful and to multiply and to fill the earth with more love-giving and life-giving. So the family is the image and likeness of God in the world. Each individual is also the image and likeness of God, but together it is the complete image of God, that union and communion of persons. So after the 6 days of creation, and God had created everything, and the crown of creation, which is man and woman made in his image and likeness, and God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. So yes, God didn't create anything that wasn't absolutely good. We were created out of love, for love, and goodness. And so what happened? What happened to this harmony? Why is the world in such chaos today? So I will be addressing those themes in the next segment that will on Genesis 2. And I thank you for your time today. God bless you, and see you soon.